Joining us right now, Billy Gray. How are you, Billy? Welcome in.
Very good, very good. Glad to be here, Paige. Glad to be here, y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, we've met years and years and years ago on a very hot day at a show in Simpsonville when you were with Fozzy.
Yes, on the Uproar tour.
Yeah, and
yes,
and I was that with Godsmack.
That was with Godsmack, Shinedown. God, I forget. It was a bunch of good bands. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that because one of your band members, it could have been you, handed me a beer. And I drank that beer in the sun. And then I went on stage and I was like, let's give it up for freaking Godsmack. And everybody says she's drunk. And I wasn't. I had one beer, thanks to Fozzy.
That was a hot day. I remember that show. That was an awesome show.
It was hot. It was so much fun. And those were just some great times, good shows. And so what's going on with Fozzy? We'll talk about that and then we'll get to Excitable.
Yeah.
But Fozzy, you guys have Boombox, which I love Boombox.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're super proud of it. We love the new single. It's doing well. I Still Burns rocking. It's awesome to play it live. And we're just home for like a couple of months. And then we start in September on another US run that'll last, I think there's 3 weeks on, a week off, and then another 3 weeks. Then we go to the UK, then we go to Australia.
Yeah, let me see. September 29th, you're at the Underground in Charlotte. So
yes,
you're coming back around.
yeah. It's going to be awesome. That's my hometown too.
Yeah. Nice. So let's talk about, you work with a world champion wrestler, and how did you end up with Chris Jericho? And I can say that he's been in the studio with us, with the Rise Guys, and he is the nicest man. But were you intimidated working with him in the beginning?
You know what? Honestly and truly, he's always been so nice to me. I started with Fozzy back in it was 2001 when the band had first started, but there wasn't as much touring going on. So I kind of went and did other things as well as them. And then in 2009, I got the call back to come back in and let's get things going and try to make it move the right way. And that's what's been going on ever since. But as far as Chris, you know what? He's always been so nice, man. He's such a good friend. And you know what? I love him to death.
I think everybody does. He is the nicest man. He's handsome. He's funny. You can't say anything bad about the guy because you're thinking, oh, he's going to be an arrogant wrestler. No, not at all.
He's not at all.
Not at all.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. And Rich is nice too. So I have to say that.
I love Rich, man. That's my guitar brother right there for sure. Love him.
Yeah. So tell me, who inspired you to play the guitar?
My main one back in the day was Eddie Van Halen. Okay? I love Eddie and Randy Rhoads. Mm-hmm. Then after those two, I kind of got into more Dimebag Darrell, and then when Rage Against the Machine came out, Tom Morello was very innovative. And
he's one of the best.
Yeah, and now I love those styles as well. I've been listening to this guy excuse me, let me spell this right. Plini. Plini. He's a new guy out there who's doing really good as far as like a shredder style guitar player.
So on the road, are there any bands that you want to see and that are like up and coming guitar players like that? Anybody that, because I know that you play very, very well. That's why I asked you that question from seeing you before.
As far as bands that we've toured with and guitar players, as far as guitar players, I don't know if you ever heard of Jared James Nichols. Have you heard of him before?
Yes.
He's got his own band. They've toured with Fozzy a couple times, but his guitar playing is phenomenal. And as far as bands that we've toured with that I just love the energy and great songs, and they're all really good. We just did a tour with this band called GFM, and that stands for Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh. And
awesome.
You should, everybody that hears this should go check them out because they're awesome.
Now I got to talk a little about rock shows, and my co-host Blake, he's a country guy, and
Yeah, okay.
you're gonna love this because I'm a rocker, so I go to all these rock shows, and the first time I went to a country show, Billy, there was a girl fight in the stand at the Jason Aldean show. That was it was it put a mosh pit to shame. I'm telling
Oh
you.
my.
That's where all the I could say all the fun is, but that you can't like not go to a country show and
Yeah.
there'd be like drama everywhere. Like it doesn't matter if you turn your head. Oh, look, there's more. Like
But everybody says you go to a rock show and it's just like, oh, something's gonna happen to you. And I'm thinking,
no, country kills it. at that
country
point.
kills it. I mean, you get the
These
drink.
days, that's
Yeah.
that's the word on the street these days. That really is. Dude.
I'm
Pretty
telling
much.
you, there were girls in the stand and they were fighting. And
We can't say what section, but yeah.
well, I mean, these girls, well, you're going to go to jail. I don't care. I'll go to jail over that bitch, blah, blah, blah. But a man would say, you're going to go to jail. He's like, oh, I'm going to stop. I don't want to go to jail. But a woman is willing to go to jail over a man at a country show.
Poor Jason Aldean.
Hey, there's a song for Jason Aldean right there to write about. That's
Exactly.
a whole subject thing to write about.
Tim
There.
McGraw breaks up fights. He jumps off the stage and like goes and like he plays his own referee and everything.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
awesome.
Right?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and everybody says, oh, the rockers are going to be so rough. And, if you go to like Ozfest back in the day, that was so terrible. But I was there at Ozfest, but it wasn't like
No.
this country show. I was afraid for my life.
She's putting me on the front lines.
Yeah, the meanest of mosh pits, like even the meanest, biggest ones, people are helping each other. They're picking each other up and ready to do it again,
No, they're pulling hair. They're putting bruises on a pretty girl's face because she's not going on with that man. No way.
Yeah.
Wee flying everywhere.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Well, there's kind of mosh etiquette unless you're like at
Country.
yeah. Unless you're at Ozfest 1999 or whatever that
Exactly.
was.
Exactly.
You make it sound like a rock show is a church service.
It kind of is, isn't it? But it's kind of like a religion.
Hey, you know what? It's a whole thing. I got to say, I love it.
Yeah. And it,
Yeah,
you
it
know
is a
what?
religion. It is for sure. Yeah.
Well, the way that they act, the etiquette there, like, you know what? Like, pass around the offering plate. Somebody's getting the beers this round.
Yeah.
Metal fans are the most loyal fans, and they're like that from a lot of them are like that from age teenagers to they're even 60 years old and stuff
That's
like
right.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was the biggest stage you ever walked out on? And do you ever get like butterflies? Like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Or forget
The biggest
songs, or-
one was probably Download Festival on the main stage, Download in England.
Oh,
Wow.
And a good story for you real quick here. Aerosmith was the headliner.
oh
The
God.
stage was huge. There was a ramp going down the front of the stage, which they had blocked off with monitors, and they said nobody goes past those monitors.
Mm.
So on our first song, our awesome lead singer comes running down that ramp. First thing, jumps over those monitors and goes right out there and starts singing the very first song. So that was the biggest stage we played on. And by the way, nobody said a word to him, and everything was good.
I was going to ask, why were they blocked off?
I think Aerosmith just wanted that ramp to be used for their part of their show. It's a headliner thing, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. And they set up the thing. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to use a certain mic and I can't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the black one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I get 3 minutes of fame. That's it. Like you just
There you go.
get out, say something brilliant and get off the stage. So
Yeah.
rarely. But I think seeing all your shows was so much fun. And then, I did touch on Ozfest and the big festivals that were around, and Ozzy's coming out with some stuff. And did you ever tour with him? Were you guys ever on Ozfest?
No, we never were on Ozfest. We played one festival called Aftershock Festival, where he was the headliner, and that was in Sacramento. That was in 2018, actually.
Yeah.
The end of 2018. Yeah. So he was a headliner on that one. That was as close as we got to him.
Yeah, I thought you guys did something. That's what I was asking. And he's coming out again. And I just hope that, he stays healthy and gets out there.
Me too.
Yeah. So let's talk about Excitable. You're a busy
Okay.
man. I love that you go out and do what you want to do and you're going to get ready to go on the other tour, but how did you end up doing this other project? And tell us about Excitable.
Okay. Me and the singer, his name's Jay Dozer. He's a guy who makes all these mic stands for a lot of famous rock stars and country stars as well. So he's like the king of the cover band dudes around the Atlanta area.
I love it.
So he also has a Van Halen tribute band called the '84, which is dead on. They're like the best one I've ever seen. But anyway, he called me and him have been friends for a while, and and Fozzy was off from touring, and he called me up and was like, "Hey man, you wanna play the part of Phil Collins in in our
Who
Def Leppard
wouldn't?
tribute?"
All right.
And I was like, "Yeah, I can't oil myself up and like have those abs like that, but the hair will
yeah.
probably work and stuff like that. So I won't have to change much. I won't have to wear no wigs or anything." So I was like, "Yeah, of course." And then I was a fan of Def Leppard back in the day, but after learning all their stuff and getting into this, it was like, man, this is really cool. So it's like, just having a lot of fun, making some extra cash, and that's how it came about.
And it's fun music. I remember in high
Yeah,
school and cruising and listening to Def
man,
Leppard and Van Halen.
I used to listen to
fooling
all
and
that stuff.
photograph. Yeah, man, I love Van
I was gonna
Halen.
say riding in my mom's back seat as a child.
Wait a minute, we thought that was Waylon Jennings you were listening to.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if it was our, mom or dad. But
Hey, and I like Waylon Jennings too. That's all good.
Yeah. I'm trying to get into the country world slowly.
oh, we're gonna break.
Hey, there's some good songs in country. There's really,
There's some
I
great
gotta say,
songs.
And that's so glad to hear you. Like, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because like at least you have like an expanded mind, and that's where we're trying to reach the ones that don't have expanded minds, that
right.
so we can do a little bit of crossover stuff. Sorry.
Hey, a good song is a good song. And if you listen to like that song She's Country by
Mhm.
Al Dean, okay?
Right.
I play in another cover band called Moby Dick, and we play that song. And it's basically a rock song, like
Mhm.
guitar wise and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of crossover going on with country and rock and metal and stuff like that.
Right.
Even rap, of course. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Country rap is popular. I mean,
yeah, you got trap hats in country music now.
Mm. Yeah.
yeah.
It just adds to the show, the audience show too.
Yeah, it adds to
No,
that. People like it, it's all
Right.
good.
Yeah. So what's going on with you as far as guitar wise? Where do you want to grow with your
With my, what I've been working on, and I already have a video and a single out there. I have two other original projects. One is called Tattoo the Scars,
Mhm.
and we have a couple singles out. So check those out, all the listeners out there. And then I have my instrumental. It's just guitar driven instrumental music. It's called Gray Winter Road, and I'm
Nice.
just trying to push that as well as Tattoo the Scars and stay busy with all of the original stuff as much as I can. And doing the Gray Winter Road thing, there's no boundaries as far as guitar playing. So there's like all kinds of textures of everything. And I don't know, I'm just trying to grow as a player and a writer and just trying to get better.
Yeah, I like the little medleys and the softer guitar at the end of songs and things that
Yeah, total. Totally.
that's a really nice touch. And we can't wait to see you live at the Spinning Jenny coming up.
Yeah. Yes, next Friday.
17th.
Yeah.
June 17th, Excitable Live, along with the Pat Benatar tribute. That's really good, I heard too.
Yeah, yeah. So tell everybody, what they're going to see and what's it going to be like. It's going to be high energy.
High energy, all the hits of Def Leppard. The singer is on point. We have a drummer that does all of the songs that from Hysteria. He does them with one arm. He does it just like Rick Allen.
Wow.
And he does, when Rick Allen, before his accident, those songs that he did with two arms, well, our drummer does them with two arms. So it's quite a nice little genuine, authentic tribute we're going to have out there.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
we're excited to see you, Billy Gray. We're going to see you next Friday.
Yes, for
Almost
sure.
a week from today
Yeah.
and Greer.
Yes.
No, don't throw her
Cool.
a beer this time.
No, don't throw me a beer.
No, I won't throw a
Give me
beer at you.
lots of
She
beer.
likes vodka.
Shots. How about shots? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
We'll see
Cool.
you Friday. Thank
Party
you,
on the
Billy.
bus. Here we
Party
come.
on-
Hey, yeah, there you go. Hey, thank y'all for having me.
Thank
Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. See ya.
Alrighty.